Hello guys, this is Nikki, you also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the Philippine Market Update. It's December 3, 2020, so let's begin. Today the Philippine market is actually up. You could see that some names are able to break above some certain levels, such as your Jollibee is now above 200 pesos. Let's take a look at the stats first. So let's take a look. Your BPI managed to actually be going up today. It's now 84 pesos. Notice that we were saying that, and we opined that near 80 pesos below was actually a good opportunity. Similarly, your Globe is now trading at 2,030 pesos, wherein we opined that below 2,000 was actually a very good entry price. Now, let's see whether there are some companies that we can still buy in the market that hasn't rallied so much so that we can still make some money. PSEI is now trading 7,194, up 1.6%. Let's read the index first and the index movers. So you could see that the PSEI all shares financials, industrials, holdings, properties. Quite a lot of them, mining and services, are up. You've got 10 billion pesos, signifying that the Philippine market is very strong. You've got the market very much bullish and picking up all the weak ones in the market. So last week, BPI was down. Today, the market picked it up. So you could see that foreign net selling is negative 476 million. This is a good thing because the Philippine market is able to trade at 10 billion pesos no matter if we are just locals. So even if it's just primarily a lot of local buying, we're able to sustain this bullish front. Take note at the gainers, your security banks. So most of your banks were actually able to rise. Security Bank, BPI, Metro Bank, BDO. So these financial sector, which are your laggards, have finally picked up. So when you look at the biggest price range movers for the day, so let's read it mostly on the prices na lang. So your SM is now 1,047. It's still within the range of 1,000 to 1,1. You do see some selling at 1,1. BPI is 84, some selling pressure at 88 and 92. However, that's still 5% higher. SM Prime is trading at 39. There is some resistance at 40 pesos. So despite the fact that Ayala Land was able to trade at 41, I do think that SM Prime and Ayala Land here at 40 to 41 might actually have some resistances. BDO is trading at 107, so it finally catched up. However, there's still a long way to go for BDO. It can still rally to 110, 112, 115. So you do have a lot of 5% further for your banks. AEV is trading at 48. Your security bank is now trading at 132. Very strong move, 7%. So this has been really picking up more rather than your BDO. Take note that we have opined before that BDO was trading at 90 pesos. And I remember that we were opining that BDO 88, 90 was a great buying opportunity. Same for Security Bank, which used to trade at about 90 plus area as well. So now it's 132. There's really a lot of ways for BDO to catch up with some of the banks, no? Now, MPI is back to 450, so it was steady, stable lang. So today, it actually rallied to 450. That is the resistance point. Metro Bank is now trading at 51, so that was a long climb up. I remember that we were still doing that quadruple bottom fishing at about 35 pesos for Metro Bank. Today, it's at 51. That is your first resistance. The next resistance of Metro Bank is 55. Your URC is now trading at 148. Your Jollibee is now trading at 204.8. Your AC is now trading at 860 pesos. So these are quite extensionary moves for AC. AC 860, although it can go higher to 900 pesos. Take note that both SM and AC are probably within the 5% resistance areas. Jollibee is trading at 204. The next resistance in my view is 220. So there's still a higher move for Jollibee. We're going to read the news as well on what Jollibee did to break above this 200 peso milestone mark. Your URC is now trading at 148.2. Can it catch up with other brethren here? Because MPI and URC, Pure Gold, all of these, Robinson's Retail are considered stable. We do think that it will go up, however, not outperform the general market. GT Cap has so far really outperformed ever since the buy call at 386 to 400. We still recommend it even at 440 and even at 525. So right now it's trading at 640. This one looks to still be, it can go higher to 700. Versus SM or GT Cap, I'd say that the bigger majority of the market will still benefit more on the reopening with GT Cap rather than with choosing the leaders already. So laggards are truly outperforming. These used to be your laggards, now they're leading. Robinson's Land was a laggard. It's now leading. It's now 18.46. Take note that it used to be that your leaders were Ayala Land and your SM Prime. And we opined that your Robinson's Land, your Mega Worlds, of course, Mega World is now trading at 3.95 or 4 pesos. So Mega World has already followed suit, no? From as low as 3 pesos is already at 4 pesos. So it's 3.96. So it's already in the resistance zone. So the laggard is actually Robinson's Land trying to catch up with the other property segments, no? What else? Your Globe is steady lang. Your SMC is actually a laggard, which we opine will actually be will benefit more given that the other conglomerates have already strongly gone 100% from their low. So SMC could go up, maybe 150, we'll see. But for now, we'll just hold this SMC. JG Summit is 72, can go higher, but JGS is more of a stable. So JGS steady lang yan, can go 75, can go 80. So still about 5 to 10% higher for this name. Hold on to your shares. Aboitiz Power 26.8. Mostly for Aboitiz and Aboitiz Equity Ventures, we don't cover much about them. Very stable, very the range has been very tight. AGI is 10.1, steady na dyan. So it's already stuck at 10. Your LTG 1350 also stuck somewhere there. DMC getting a little bit of buying pa rin. However, there might be some resistances at 6 pesos. So Robinson's Retail, 68.75. You've got some resistance at 75, 74, 72. Nonetheless, any drops of Robinson's Retail will be similar to your Pure Gold, which will have buyers every day. Even if Pure Gold goes down to 41.40, you'll get some buyers. Robinson's Retail, similarly, every time it goes 65 below, there will be buyers there. Emperador steady there. FGen just steady already. Bloomberry is actually attractive. If you can get Bloomberry near 8, then it doesn't have to be 8. It can be 8.1, 8.10, 8.20, 8.30. So casinos as a whole should benefit from the reopening. So they would have a bigger kick rather than the other sectors. Your ICT is 121 steady. Meralco is just 296 steady. Let's take a look at the stats. Actually, your Felix Petroleum is up very strongly. We noticed the break of 13, and right now it's trading near all-time highs of 13.9. So actually, this was more of it's more of the oil-related counters that have been going up. And as you can see, PXP Energy, it was a breakout here at about 12.80 to 13, and this was just a follow-through move. So it's more technical in nature for Felix Petroleum, wherever you could see that since the market is really looking for a bullish bias, those names are benefiting. What else has really gone up? Okay, you've got 40 million pesos trading some VUL and VITA. These names have been laggards for the longest time, so we never really covered any of them. Only today you could see that they have been really picking up on the volume. Well, it has been picking up here ever since about 70 cents to 90 cents, 1 peso to 125. Only recently are these third liners really picking up. Let's take a look at the 3-year format and 5-year format. So as you could see, people have been trying to buy here at about 80 cents, 85 cents. The break of 1 peso is happening with some volume. So 1 peso, 1.1. Do note that there are resistances here at about 140 area, 150 area. So it's probably a range from about 1 to 148. So as you could see, the volume has been picking up. Take note what happens, whether it makes a consolidation, a flag, or whatsoever, but the volumes have been picking up for these names. Let's take a look at the other name, 40 million pesos. That is big enough for a volume. So Vita Rich has finally woken up, asleep for the last 7-8 months from March till November. This December, it's trying to catch up with all the laggard names since the theme is laggards to become the leader. These laggards are getting picked up and rotated from 91 cents rallies to 103. You could see that it only happened today. Let's take a look at the 3-month chart of 3 to 6 months chart of Vita Rich. So for the last 9 months, this has been in a slumber with no volume. Only recently, 93 to 1, we are seeing some buyers pick up these and rotate. So we are seeing that Vita Rich has some potential movement here, given there is some greed happening on Vita Rich. How high can it go? First resistance is 135. The next resistance is 215. So yeah, this one seems to have a buyer bias. So Vita is getting a buyer bias from about 1 peso below. What else can we say from the index gainers, from the stats? Let's take a look one by one. So VUL and VITA. So your VUL has resistance at 1.48. So both of them are 1 peso names that are being picked up. So they were like penny stocks, speculative names, third liners, micro caps in the Philippines that are being rotated. Given that the market is toppish, you've got some leaders already at high prices that can't go higher. So a lot of people are trying to find some lower end areas, and usually these third to fourth liners are getting the last leg of a run. So your VUL and VITA is getting the love. Your security bank is 450 million pesos. So this is just a part of the financial laggards. MPI is also part of that stability. So it's just stable. I don't think it will outperform 450, even if it can rise to $5. I do see some resistances on the way higher. BPI is a laggard move, so just like all the banks are laggards. First Philippine Holdings, a laggard play. However, there is that delisting move of Lopez Holdings, which could actually be beneficial to these entities that will remain in play. So they are also laggards, 30 million there. PXP is it's mostly slept, so this is not. So it's mostly just a continuation after the break of 13. So it's more of a technical move for Felix Petroleum. Robinson's Land is a laggard move for property, so finally catching up. Robinson's Land is now trading at 18.5, still can go leeway for 20 rather than assuming that it is the top. So it can go higher. Aboitiz Equity Ventures 48. Let's take a look at these names because we don't cover them much. Aboitiz Equity Ventures has done nothing in the last 10, 11 months. So you could see that from 86, it fell to about 30, 26, now 46. So in the last 5 years, still slept, and 6 months, 6 months also sleeping. So 42 to 51. I guess there's nothing. It's a sideways trend, so we don't really take a look at that. Let's take a look at other names. Okay, Maxis still rising, so still now at $8. Part of that reopening theme, your restaurants, is exemplified by your Jollibee, your Maxis, and your pizza. So they're all doing well. Still just uptrend. We always said that they will continue to go higher. And so far, so good. Shakey's is still at the uptrend, 866. Maxis is now trading at 808. Still very good. And of course, your Jollibee is trading now at 204.8. Actually, within our circle, somebody shared that Jollibee said that you can be able to order anything delivery from all their brands. So even if you wanted to order Jollibee, you can order everything already, given that Jollibee can handle not just Jollibee orders but all their partner brands. Let's see if this one, no? Let's read this together. Jollibee launches the multi-delivery service, and they're introducing the ready-to-cook garlic pepper chicken. Let's garlic pepper beef. Let's read this together. So Jollibee Group is launching the multi-delivery service where one brand, but we can deliver to multiple locations nationwide. So whether you want to order cakes, hamburgers, everything, Mang Inasal, Chowking Pizza, even Panda Express, just go and order from the Jollibee Group because they have a network of over 2,400 delivery stores. This is a good move because worldwide we have been seeing that cloud kitchens, all of these ride-hailing food delivery services can actually offer not just chicken joy, not just food from one brand, but actually offer everything. So let's see, starting December 1, the multiple delivery service will be available with two options. Customers can order from any brand and send it to multiple locations. Let's say you want to serve the gift of Christmas joy to your friends. You order from one location and tell them to deliver it to 5 of your friends or 5 of your family members so that you can all enjoy your Jollibee Chicken Joy together. That's a good thing. Also, customers can not just order from one single brand for different multiple locations. Multiple location deliveries for single brand orders are available nationwide. Option for multiple brand orders is also being piloted starting in Metro Manila. This will be maximizing both the in-house delivery and aggregator partners. The Jollibee Group multiple delivery service is our way of adapting to the evolving needs of our customers, especially as they look for new ways to celebrate during this holiday season, said Joseph Tambuntiong, Jollibee Group Country Group Head for the Philippines. With this service, Customers will now find it easier and more convenient to order their favorite food and share it with friends and family who are in various locations. From having to order several times, customers need to only order once. We hope that this new service can experience the joy of eating together. Guys, I like this because it means that there will be higher sales revenues for Jollibee. And the market actually liked this news so much that it actually broke 200. For those who don't know, we actually have featured Jollibee Deep Dive. So I'm gonna like show to you the Jollibee Deep Dive of Awesome 10X in case you didn't watch it. So this is Jollibee Awesome 10X. We did a stock review, actually part 1, part 2. So you can read that, watch that, May 11, 2020. We actually opined that Jollibee was one of the best carnage stocks to buy in the market during March and April as well. And also, we kept on featuring Jollibee opening Tim Ho Wan in China and every news that's happening to our King B, sorry, not King B, to the king of the Philippine QSR, and not just the Philippines, but also the worldwide sensation Jollibee Philippines. So Jollibee has been going all across the world. Where we discussed that very well. This is a 30-minute video and another 30-minute video, part 1, part 2. Usually our deep dives are 1 hour in nature. We do think that that 60-minute deep dive on Jollibee will actually help benefit all of you to understand if Awesome 10X believes that Jollibee is an Awesome 10X company for your portfolio. Okay, let's take a look at Jollibee shares. Where's the next resistance of this name given the multiple delivery service? I still think that the resistance will be still far off here at about 220 to 230. So this will continue to go higher. You've got this resistance at about 229. But definitely, this breakout here from a 150 ever since the Tim Ho Wan announcement and ever since they reported 5 consecutive months of back-to-back reopening demand, quarterly sales have been picking up. We have been saying that Jollibee is one of those reopening leaders for the year and for the next year. Thank you very much. So, of course, during this special holiday season, we have to remember the gift of joy and love. And Chicken Joy is one of the best gifts to give your family and friends. And Jollibee wanted to remind all of you that they are presently available in multiple locations nationwide, 2,400 locations, so to speak, in the Philippines, able to deliver at any time you want. So let's see. I think that the worst has always been priced in. The first resistance of Jollibee is 230. However, in my view, is it possible that Jollibee in the next 3 to 5 years goes back to 300 and even go all-time highs? My answer there is yes. You can actually check out my review on what Jollibee has done as a business in the last 40 years. Yes, 4 decades. So this is a company that is not an overnight success. They have been in existence in the market listing about 25 years, but in the general business format, they have been in existence from 1980 to 2020 or 40 years, over 40 years, so more than 40 years already. So okay, so those who don't have Jollibee can still continue to buy even today at about 204 in case you don't have any good reopening ideas for your portfolio. So this will still be given a buy. Of course, you may have bought here already or here already. You shouldn't be selling your winners because winners, #winners win. So whatever prices you've bought in the past, you could continue to make money and continue to make money. So it doesn't mean that you had a cost of 230. Let's say you bought somewhere at 230. It felt about 100 that you forgot about it. Should you think that Jollibee goes 300? The answer, in my view, if you have a longer time frame, then the answer is yes. In the short-term time frame, though, you'll see that there will be some sellers here at about 220 to 230 and even here at about 240. So these are the short-term targets for your Jollibee. However, very strong support here at about 195, 185 to 200 bucks. So just do your best to accumulate as many Jollibee Chicken Joys for your family and your future to get free Chicken Joys for life. Let's go now to the commentaries, if any. Okay, still holding Robinson's Land. Thanks to you, Nikki. Yup, that is a good reopening laggard pick in the property segment. So yeah, just hold on to that share. May I know your thoughts on SSI, Mega World, and Cebu Pacific? We actually gave, well, it's not super deep dive, but we allocated around 25 minutes discussing SSI. You can actually search these interviews. SSI, Awesome 10X. So SSI confirmed breakout. Is SSI a strong secular investment? And our awesome planet actually had Fruit SSI, strong votes of confidence. We actually made quite some SSI interview. I think even Awesome Planet did that. Our partner subsidiary channel, the story of, what's that? Oh, wait. Rustans yan eh. Shake Shack. Where was that? Our Awesome Planet Rustans interview. Awesome Planet videos. The story of, I remember sharing that eh. SSI, Rustans, let me just find store specialist, keywords, smart partners, SSI updates. So you could see this. Our Awesome Planet did a very good interview with Shake Shack, Salad Stop, M&S Food, Lush. You can actually check out this interview that we did. One of my partners made an interview. In fact, I think that this Christmas season, this is actually gonna be a good play other than your restaurants. Department stores in general is actually a good reopening play, not just a Christmas play. So you can actually check this. In a post-COVID Manila, SSI updates Shake Shack, Salad Stop, M&S Food, Lush, and Beauty Bar. Yeah, this is the video with Mitch Suarez. So just watch that, and I hope that you can get more insights. The answer for us is that yes, we have been bullish on SSI. We've been promoting SSI ever since May during the COVID pandemic. That at 1 peso, 115, it was actually a great opportunity to get it because it. In fact, I even gave the moniker strong secular investment because I was arguing that SSI has a moat right now, and that moat is to transform their company in a digital way wherein you can buy your Rustans. Actually, it has been long happening in the companies, just that right now during the pandemic, people are more people have really accelerated their ways of shopping online. So it's became a norm. So actually, it's going to benefit SSI in the future, next 5 to 10 years. So actually, it's one of those companies that if you were able to buy it to 1 peso, 115, can probably triple your money or double your money at the very least. So right now, it's actually trading at about 1.7. I still think it goes to $2 and even go beyond $2. Just give it some time, and I think that's possible. Cebu Pacific is the same thing. Cebu Pacific, we felt, was really a good reopening pick. Airlines will benefit in the next 2 to 3 years, maybe 1 year. 1 year might even be the shortest time for it to recover. So I would say yes, the travel industry is gonna benefit. So your Cebu Pacific, your Macro Asia, those are excellent companies to hold past year 2020. So until 2021, hold on to your shares. Mega World in property segment. This is a laggard pick. Laggards because properties are seen. Financials and banks and properties in general, the sector is seen as a laggard pick. So during the Asian financial crisis, we actually argued, and actually I made a deep dive class there. Let me just share to you guys all the deep dives that I've done in case that you haven't been taking a look at the Awesome 10X channel. Let's go to the Awesome 10X YouTube channel. So I've been doing this every day for you guys for free. And we also have this free Friday classes that you can go into. Of course, if you watch and critically watch every single every single show, you will make money with us, and definitely your portfolio will thank you for being awesome. So let's go to the Nikki U's Awesome 10X. I discussed about the lessons from the financial crisis, the Asian crisis of year 2008, and how you could actually relate that to the pandemic. So I actually did that. Let's go to the Awesome 10X Investing Show with Nikki Yu. Watch this one. Lessons from Asian crisis, subprime crisis that can be applied to the COVID crisis, April 24, 2020. I argued a lot of reasons why there are companies that will benefit first. Actually, I discussed a lot of discipline to buy Jollibee and URC that time. Because at that time, Jollibee was trading at about 90 to 99. And definitely the consumer sector badly hit this year, but definitely will rebound come next year. So Jollibee was one of that company. Most of the ideas were really Jollibee, Shakey's, Pizza, those type of companies. Yeah, so I would say yes to that. But the financials and properties are, in my view, gonna take a longer time because consumers might not be able to buy properties all at once. They need more time. So the household savings is not that much to actually encourage sales, residential sales in the next 2 to 3 years. So give them time. I think Mega World is a slower pick rather than other companies. Okay, DNL in my view is also benefiting from the restaurant industry, so that's a yes for me. 7 is okay. Apex retesting 2, what do you think? Apex Mining is probably a gold-related play. I don't think it is an outperformer. However, it will just correlate with gold. Gold rises and oil rises, Apex goes up. Gold and oil goes down, Apex goes down. So there's a huge correlation between gold and Apex. So if you are buying Apex or have Apex, it is probably a non-correlated asset in terms of reopening. It wouldn't move on vaccines or reopening themes, but it will just move with either risk aversion or people discussing that they need to own gold in their portfolios and so forth. Is Megawide a good buy for long term? It looks like we saw Megawide have resistances at about 10 peso area. However, in my view, Megawide is a good suitable reopening pick next year because at the end of the day, Megawide is doing a preferred share offering, and that preferred shares will benefit Megawide's balance sheet. Megawide is currently the government contractor for a lot of your airports. Megawide is the airport operator of your Mactan Cebu, and they're also doing the terminals in your NAIA. Although there will be delays because, of course, all the construction in the world, not just in the Philippines, have delayed. Is it a good buy for the long term? I'm not too confident, but I think that if your price is below 8, then you have a small downside and a higher upside. Even if the upside today might be limited at 10, you never know. Maybe it will break above 10 someday. Thoughts on Dito Telecom? My problem with Dito Telecom is that these companies seem to have risen as leaders already. So I don't see them as reopening beneficiaries next year. So I'd say that these leaders might actually just consolidate right now. So right now it's trading at about 690. I think that it might sleep here at about 6 to 7 area. But I don't think that it will collapse, meaning it might just sleep here. So usually it might take months and months. October, November, December, I don't know if it will go all-time highs. However, I think it's just gonna sleep for after this big move from about 1 to 2 to 7. I think it sleeps already. I think that the market is trying to buy companies that are in the laggards. So you saw that some people are trying to bargain hunt your VUL and your VITA at the 1 peso mark. And some people are still buying and picking up the reopening themes. So I think those are where the money's in. All HC profit taking still. All HC is more of a leader company. However, this one has 360 selling, right? So let's go to All HC. All HC is okay, guys. This one is still in a flag zone. Flag lang to. I don't know if it will break out soon, but right now, actually, it's not called a breakout. It's just a continuation. So these are considered continuation flags. It can sleep here, but eventually I think it goes higher. So if you have it, just continue to hold on to it. Winners will continue to win. This is still in an uptrend. 280, 240, $3. So you've got all these uptrends for you. However, you've got these resistances. Just watch out for the following. So you've got this resistance at 340, another resistance at 360. Of course, you've got these resistance at 380. So yan yung mga resistance mo. Entering at 3, you've got these resistances. If it falls down, you've got support at 280. So it's okay. Your risk is still lower than your reward. So you still are bullish on that name. I'm okay with it. Resistance for Jollibee answered already, about 220 to 230 to 240 in the short term. However, I think long term, Jollibee can break 300 and above all-time highs come 3 to 5 years. Give them time. Hi, Awesome 10X. Hello to you, Harold. Guys, there are many questions here. Is it okay that if I'll try to answer, because before this show, somebody was asking me some questions to help him on what he should do because he has FNI, Now Corp, Vista Land, CHP, CPG, TOGS. So I'm gonna try to like answer. Let me try to check these charts because we don't cover them too much. So with FNI, I do think that FNI we have covered, albeit not all the time, because Nicolasia and FNI are sister, well, not counterparts, kind of like sister sectors, no? So right now, we only saw that FNI has this resistance at 2.5, had the support at about 190 to 210. So it's really right now in the upper end range. This has already led because of that electric vehicle beneficiary, right? So all the nickel companies in the world have been surging because they are, of course, an electric vehicle beneficiary. Okay, so what we can see is that you've got resistances. Let's say that FNI continues to go higher from 220 to 250. I guess the highest peak would be about 280 to 320. It will go further, similar in nature with Nicolasia. So take a look what happened to your Nicolasia. Nicolasia is trying to do a 5 peso mark. Will it go 5? Will it go higher? So far, I think that there's this resistance at 5.2. You can particularly take some profits off, even if it breaks 5. So at what you'll do is that you sell some for 70 and then you hold on to the rest just in case it goes another all-time high. The trend is still your friend. I'm not saying that it will stop at 5, it can go 6, 7, 8. I wouldn't know that. However, you need to first finish all these selling pressure at 5 before it can go to 6. So your Nickel Asia has another resistance here at about 6 area. So and then of course a resistance at 550. So these leaders, in my view, have an uptrend move, but they can also sleep at 450. So all I know is that for now, this is your resistance at 5, next 550, next 6. So the question of FNI, can it go to $3? I guess give it some time. So far, all we know is that FNI has a buying bias at about 2 peso below. So all I can say is that you've got these resistances somewhere at about 280 and $3. So I hope that comment helps you. Now, there's another question. What will I do with my Now shares? Okay, let's take a look at the Now Corp. Okay, a client, somebody is asking, actually, he's not a client, just a random member, asked me this name, Now Corporation. This one is, I think, having a resistance at 6.5. So what do you do with the share? All right. So far, it's very clear that you've got a support at 4. We still don't know if it will break 6. If it breaks 6, then it can go to 8. However, for now, just like dito Telecom, it looks like it's just sleeping. I'm not sure if it's a perfect reopening theme, guys. So I don't know. It can go higher, but let's wait it out. So if you have these shares, let's see if it goes to 6 and 8. So far, what we can only determine is that above 4, you've got a buyer. So above 4, you've got a buyer. Whether it goes to 6 or 8, it's a question mark to me so far, okay? So probably 4 to 8. Think about it in that level. 4 to 6 or probably 8. It's still a question mark on my end. FNI 2 to 3, still a question mark whether it breaks 250, all right? Okay, Vistaland is a question too. Let's see. Okay, Vistaland. Vistaland right now is a laggard, like all the properties, yes. So we are seeing these resistances for this property name. 5 pesos is the resistance. Very strong supporters at about 4 below. Can it rally to about 6 and 8? I think that it's kind of similar. So Vistaland is a reopening theme. People are going to bargain hunt on companies that they feel have leeway for another upside rather than choosing 5% names. So yeah, I think that at 470, you have those buyers thinking that this is a laggard name similar to your Robinson's Land. So from 440 to 470, I do think there are supporters. Another resistance at 5, more resistance at 6, and more resistance at 7. You can hold on to it. Probably see whether it goes to 5 to 6 to 7 come next year. There's another. Let me just answer the questions before I do other questions. I'm just because I promised that I'll answer it in the show. So CHP. Okay, this was a question. This has been a perennial loser. So there's a lot of selling pressure at 3. There's a lot of selling pressure here at about 2. Construction is something that really got hit this year. So I'm not sure if this is related to construction reopening theme. Nonetheless, this one has resistance at about 2 and 3. So 170 can rally to 2, but can also fall down to 140. All we can say is that CHP has this support today at 140, has resistance at 2, and has resistance at 3. Hope this helps you. 150 to 3 range possibly for your CEMEX holdings come next year. Whether it goes 100% next year is determined by the market's reopening rally themes. CPG, let's take a look at these names. Okay, CPG is being asked, what do you think about this name? CPG is a laggard, as you could see, just like all properties. This has languished, fell down from 60 cents all the way to 36 cents. Right now, there's a lot of resistance pressure, probably here first at about 50 cents, no? So you've got this resistance at 50 cents. Once it breaks above that, another resistance here at about 60 cents, no? So you've got support very much here at about 40 cents. So we featured this breakout here at about 40 cents. I think that is how it goes. So highest selling area would be maybe 60 cents for now. Wait it out, maybe 60 cents next year. See whether it happens. Okay, Tugs, let's see that question. Okay, Tugs, TUGS. Okay. So Tugs has resistance where? Tugs has resistance here at 2.75. Has some resistance here at about 211. Okay, so far, very strong supporters here at about 1 peso and 150 mark. So these were like your Peso stocks that are being bought by the market. So far, you saw that some people accumulated here at below 1 and they accumulated below 150. I guess the highest move is 2 to 3. So for Tugs, yeah, probably check it out. It's probably those 1 to 2 peso stock that can go higher. So yeah, probably take a look. I think 1.5 has a buyer for Tugs. What else? Ano tong mga tanong? Last na. Ano ba to? Nangyari na dito. PhilLab. Nothing na. So PhilLab Holdings, 99% loser. What happens to this? Nobody's trading this anymore. 286, 5 pesos. At the most, maybe it goes up to 5 pesos or 4 pesos, I guess. At the most. So I think like it's been forgotten. It's a stock that has been forgotten. What else? BKR. Let's see what happened with BKR. Okay. Bright Kindle, nothing too. What happened here? In the last 10 years, it just is a 99% loser. From 3 pesos, fell down to 40 cents, then 1 peso. So you've got a lot of selling pressure here at about 1.2, a lot of selling pressure here at about 1.6. So I guess this is another sell when it goes 1.5 above. Ano pa? B-Core. What's this? B-Core. What happened here? B-Core, at least Berjaya is going up 5 pesos. So far, I think this is one of the few uptrending names that you have. 250 now at 5 peso. Nonetheless, it could be topping here at about 5 pesos or 550. So I'm not sure if it goes to 6 or 7 or 750. As long as it is above 4, then hold on to it because it can go to 750 next year. So I hope I answered your question and I will answer more questions tomorrow. Thank you guys for all the questions. Do ask me tomorrow. PHA at about 70 to 80 cents have some resistance. However, I don't know if 80 cents will finally break out. How much is PHA right now? I think PHA is still at that 70 to 80 cents, right? Yeah, so it's just consolidating here. I won't know if it will continue higher. So far, that is a consolidation profit-taking zone. Another question, Mrs. G, please. Annie, please. Okay, let's see. Mrs. G, last two names for the day, and then we'll call it a day. So Mrs. G, okay, Mrs. G has these resistances at about 2.2. You've got this initial resistance at 2 pesos. So wait it out. You've seen a double bottom here, bottomed at 118, bottomed at 130. Looks to see a 2 peso move, 2 peso to 220. Wait it out. So these are your laggards. So sometimes these laggards will outperform next year because they haven't rallied, no? So they can even go to 2 pesos or even at 3 pesos. So wait it out. Mrs. G was asked. What was the other question nga pala? Teka lang. Now was already answered. Annie. Okay, there is a question. Annie Rao. What do you think of Annie? All right, let's see. Has it been a laggard or has it led? Let's see. Wait up. So I think like the majority theme, guys, is the laggards might lead next year. So right now it has been sleeping. So this is also a laggard. From about 550, it just languished to $8. Lot of selling pressure at 12. Um, Lots of selling pressure still, no? We don't know if this will climb. All we know is that it has been sleeping. Given that there is market fascination right now with some laggards, all I can say is that so far, if it breaks 9, this is your first resistance. You've got resistance at 11, and you've got this support right now at 7. Whether it goes 7 to 9 and sleeps there, it's also possible. Take note that in the last 10 months, it did nothing but sleep. So sometimes when it's sleeping, I really don't know whether it will break out. So it's in the apathy stage. Right now, nobody knows if it will move up. All right, guys. Thank you so much. APX weekly about to golden cross na rin. Sige, last na to. APX is actually gonna move similar to your gold. So it's not a reopening play. It's just a gold related name. So yun lang, so far, andyan naman, uptrend yan. Where is the resistance of Apex? You've got this initial resistance at 2.3, this initial resistance at 2 pesos. If it breaks above those levels, where does it go? Sige, let's take a look. Where can it possibly go? Is it gonna go to $3? Okay, if it breaks 230, that is the next path, 290. So can 190 go to 290? Also possible, guys. So far, I guess those who are holding their Apex shares, whether your cost is 150, 170, 190, given that Felix Petroleum is going up and Apex Mining is both a gold and related oil play, can see whether it's two things. Maybe PXP will rise to about 15 area. This PXP has resistance here at about 15, 16. So I don't think it goes to about 100% from here, no? You've got resistance at 15, 16, and 18. So that's another 10%, 20%. Whether this PXP move translate to Apex also a 10% move, that's also possible. So I think that's more of the movement there. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Salamat. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, share this channel. Bye-bye. Thanks.